Hey, what's up guys? It's Ian here. I'm going to do a little completion check-in for the last day of 10.1.5. Tomorrow is the patch. I wanted to do it today because tomorrow, I believe, we will get a couple mounts upon logging in, a couple achievements probably, maybe even a pet. So doing it now would be the most, clean slate to not overcount or blur any of the lines there between the patches. So I have my trusty Data for Azeroth, very good website. I recommend any collectors use it. I'll kind of explain how it works for those who are new as I go through, but it's fairly simple. And then I also have a screenshot of my last patch to kind of compare and see how I've improved, see where I kind of haven't really improved, and kind of see where I need the most improvement. So, first thing right off the bat, the completionism score is kind of this website's own aggregate score, so you don't really kind of just ignore that unless you're competing with other people on the site. Outside of this site, this score kind of doesn't really mean anything, but it is an aggregate, so it kind of gives you an idea of, I guess, overall completionism, if that were to be a thing. But here's a little more granular, a little more specific type of stuff. So we'll go one by one on these major things, and then down here at the bottom is kind of like the kind of just for fun tracking things. It even says here it doesn't count towards the completion score. So these are kind of just like, it's cool to see, but this top half is kind of the meat of the collections. So first of all, the achievements, I gained 500 or so since last patch. I think that's probably a little low for a whole patch, 500 achievement points, considering an achievements on average 10, 50 achievements. I don't know, 50 achievements in a whole patch, kind of low, but I am, and actually see it, you can actually see the ranking. I actually fell in the ranking, so I went from 35 to 38 on my realm and dropped about 200 points in the world, or 200 spots in the world rather. So you can tell I'm not really keeping pace with other people. So that confirms that 500 achievements for a patch cycle is a little low. Otherwise, I would have maintained my ranking. So, 35 to 38 isn't that big of a difference. 6,900 to 7,100 isn't that big of a difference. So maybe if I got 800 achievement points, I would have been on pace, so to speak. Maybe 1,000 would have been a safe goal, but I didn't really chase achievements. I've kind of just been playing the patch. I kind of really haven't been focusing on anything, except I did focus a little bit on mounts since there was the reputation buff. So any like Paragon caches, any lagging reputations or anything like that, I kind of used the reputation buff from Diablo to boost that as best I could. So as you can see, I went from 912 to 927. So 15 mounts. I'm pretty happy with 15 mounts in a patch. I think that's pretty good. I think that's really good. And I kept pace. I was 4th, and I'm 4th. I actually dropped about 20 overall, though. So not as good as it could have been, but there is still some mounts I'm working on. And again, kind of how this website works, you can click on it. You can see a little graph of over time. Again, this kind of, it's not 100% accurate because it only refreshes you like every 10 days. So unless you're coming in every day to manually refresh, this graph won't be 100% accurate, but overall it is a decent glimpse. And then if you go on these top tabs, it kind of lets you see a more detailed look. I already have it filtered for everything I'm missing. So some of these stuff, I still didn't get these Paragon ones, even with the rep buff, so that's really fucking annoying. I still don't have Keystone Master this season, but I'm 200 points away, and I'm hoping to get it tomorrow because I do need a couple ad week keys, a couple fortified keys. These ones I didn't get even with the rep buff, which is really fucking annoying. Although I guess the rep buff is irrelevant for those because those are just from the callings. This one I still didn't get out of the Paragon box. I don't know, a lot of these are like vicious saddles. A lot of these are stuff that I just don't have yet. I don't have max loam nifim rep yet. I don't have honor level 250. I should have this tonight. I'm upgrading my covenant. It still takes a full day, so I'm kind of a little time gated on this one. I can't do it until I think like 10 or 11 tonight once it completes. Some of these are just rare spawns I've been unlucky with. I'm still missing Nalik. He's the only Pandaria boss I'm still missing. Then these ones are the super, super rare ones. It goes down by rarity. As you can see here, 0%, because these haven't been introduced yet. And 2%, it kind of goes down. You know, I don't know the direction. It's the southeast. I don't know, bottom right, in terms of rarity. So I still need to do the bartering system with the boulders, the thing with the baubles. So I still got a lot of gnome lithum shit to do. This one's really annoying. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, honestly, without forming groups. Because these bosses in the Forbidden Reach, they're like the primal bosses. They have like 15 million health, so I can't solo them. And the shit's not bind on account. And my mage has 35 of them. So I don't know what the fuck to do for that. So that's really annoying. This I'll have in a week or so. I'm almost done with the recruiter friend. Trading card, I'm going to wait and see if I'm only missing 2 trading cards. I'm going to wait and see if they add them to Twitch drops like they have been. And yeah, and this season's PvP mount that I hope to get. So yeah, I should have 10 more mounts. I plan to have 10 more mounts in the coming weeks and months, but we'll see. They're going to add a bunch of mounts tomorrow, so that'll add more shit. But a lot of these are, you know, getting towards the last little bit. It's kind of the annoying shit left. But again, I'm happy with this number. I'm happy with this. I'm almost at 90%. If I could get into 90, if I could get an A for everything, that would be amazing. So pet score is complicated. I kind of like their one that's not part of the aggregate, because this is unique pets. Their pet score is based on rarity multiplied by the level. So I kind of don't have like all the wild pets out in the world. I've just kind of caught them just to have them because I cared more about the unique pets. So I kind of hamstrung myself on that, and I don't have a ton at level 25. I have a good amount, but not a ton. Just enough to kind of like do the achievements and do any dailies and stuff like that. So this is definitely huge room for improvement here, but let's just see how it compares. I went up 500 points, went down 3 ranking. So I'm actually not that far behind for someone who doesn't really do many pets. Like I said, I kind of just collect them just to have the unique number, just the number go up. I don't really level them and perfect the rarity. So huge room for improvement there, but it's not really a focus. Toys, I love collecting toys, but again, I'm kind of only 10 toys. I went from 10th to 11th. I dropped 1 ranking. I dropped, almost 300 ranking overall. Jesus. Room for improvement there. I don't know what to say. Toys are, again, I'm at that point where all the toys left are super fucking annoying. They're all so annoying to get. So I just gotta put in the work. So that is something I kind of focus on. I do like collecting toys, especially because I'm so close to 88.7. I'm so close to 100, but these ones not that close. But these ones, it's like I'm starting to be able to see the finish line. So it's motivating, but frustrating. Appearances. This one's obviously all slots of gear, all characters. Yeah, so this one is interesting because it's like I feel like I have nothing, only 35% of all appearances in the game, but I'm still ranked 20th, 21st. So I dropped a tiny bit. I only got 300 transmogs this patch. So again, I mean, just huge room. Oh, sorry guys. So again, just huge room for improvement there. Just a matter of scanning the auction house for cheap shit, running old dungeons for drops, running old raids for drops, running old different difficulties of old dungeons and raids, and just maybe doing some old quests that I may have missed or may have not done, because I actually don't think I finished Lore Master ever. So I was like partway through it, and then Cataclysm came and fucked everything up. So I'm sure I have some quest gear to get to as well. So huge room for improvement considering I'm only a third of the way. Titles. I only got 4 titles. Went from 5th place to 7th place. So, oof. Titles are hard. Titles are definitely very hard. So I don't really know the game plan for that. I guess I'm just gonna... It's not something I really focus on because like I have some pretty rare and unique titles, so I kind of don't really care, especially because a lot of the new titles are kind of just everyone gets them. So I don't really add any prestige. So this isn't a huge focus. This is kind of like pets. It's not a huge focus. I mean, I get them when I get the achievements, and that's kind of my main thing. Reputations, they haven't added very many reps in Dragonflight, so yeah, this only went up by 3. I did get all my Covenant or my Renown except for the Lomnifum maxed. I do still need to get the... I actually read something, I don't know if it'll count, the new one they added last patch with the people, the furbolgs. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Furbolgs. The one where you have to do like the dailies and like decipher their language. I still need to do that. I still need to do the furbolgs. Furbolgs. Recipes is something I do try to collect, which is surprising that I don't have hardly over half. But I guess it is all your characters, all your professions. I have on my main, I have basically every tailoring and enchanting recipe and cooking. As for the other ones, obviously that's where the bulk of it is missing. So, ooh, I only got 10 recipes. Yikes. 11, 13. So followed a little bit behind there, but again, huge room for improvement. I just have to do the other professions. I just have to do my other characters. Huge room for improvement. Quests, I kind of focused on a tiny bit. Again, I did a little video that I found a new add-on that's super helpful, so that's going to be good moving forward for sure. And it is something I'm doing here and there. If I'm, watching a Netflix movie, or I was, the new Black Mirror season came out, so that was a couple hours that I could just kind of mindlessly grind old quests and still pay attention to the show. So that was nice. Stuff like that. I don't really like get off work and come and be like, I'm going to do 2 hours of old quests. So obviously room for improvement. It's just a matter of getting the motivation to like put aside new content and current content and just do old shit. So it's kind of hard to find the time, but I'm doing it little bit by little bit. I got about 200 new quests done and kept my rank, kept pace. So then these are the other ones. This one I'm not even going to really care about. Unique achievements, like what does that even mean? Isn't like the score not representative of unique achievements? So who cares about that? 217. So I got 3 feats of strength. I wasn't aware. That's pretty good. Feats of strength super hard. But I fell behind pretty far. Holy shit. What the hell? Where'd all these feats of strength come from that people are getting? What the fuck? I fell 1,000 points in feats of strength? What the fuck? I'll have to do some research on that one. Legacy achievements. I think this is for old stuff. I don't know if you can still get those. I still kind of don't really understand the difference. I think feats of strength are like the immortal or the, you know, the knuckle sandwich, stuff like that. And I think legacy is like when Mists came out, there was scenarios that you can't do anymore or stuff like that. So I don't really know how they differentiate between like unobtainable and not in the game, as if that's really a differentiation. So that stayed the same, which is not surprising. I'll have to again do some research into both of those to see how I can improve. Then the unique pets, just making sure my camera's not covering this up. Yep, unique pets 1465. So I got 13 unique pets. I fell behind a little bit, which again isn't surprising as pets aren't really my focus. You know, whenever there's like a new rep or a new vendor, I'll buy them out first. So it kind of makes sense that the pets are going to fall behind because they're just not a priority. And I think I do still have a good amount of pets I need to buy in Dragonflight from the Renown, because I'm just buying shit constantly and I just don't have the war resource or whatever it's called, just the currency. There's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit to buy from all the Renown vendors. There's a ton of shit. The alt score didn't change. I still have the same characters. I didn't make any new ones. I didn't level any new ones. I'm leveling one right now, like literally before this video, and after this video I'm going to level. I'm going to try to squeeze one character in just so I have it, just so I can use the rep buff, or the experience buff just a tiny bit, just in case I ever want to touch it. So this might go up next time. But I mean, I'm comfortable with the characters I have that I'm playing currently. Alt score went up a tiny bit. Alt score is sum of all levels. So yeah, I think this is the one I'm leveling. I went from like 67 to 69. So it went up 2 levels overall. That makes sense. Honor level went up 2 levels. That was probably from last season's arena. Again, arena's not a huge source of honor level. It's much better to do BGs or RBGs, but got a little bit. See, yeah, only 400 HKs. That makes sense for an arena. 400 HKs, there's 3 people in an arena. Call it, you know, 120 matches, and that's about how much it takes to get them out. So that's probably exactly what I did. And yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry if this was a bit long or rambly. I mean, I could talk for hours about this stuff. I really like collecting and I really like data, and this is like where those worlds collide. So I could talk about this all day and analyze it all day, but I don't want to keep you guys in case you were just like, hey, what's he up to? Where's he at? Okay, cool. Who cares? So that's about it. I'll have I have some good vaults, a couple good vaults tomorrow. So that's exciting. And then, yeah, and then I'm excited to try out Augmentation Evoker. I'm excited to have my mage not be tied down to his rune of power. I'm excited to see the new mega dungeon. I'm excited to see the new time rifts. I think it'll be a good patch. I'm excited. And I also, I guess a little bit of real life news. I'm getting a CPAP machine tomorrow because I have sleep apnea. Even though I'm not fat. I promise I'm not fat. Not that there's anything wrong with being fat, but weight is the biggest predictor of sleep apnea, but not the only predictor of sleep apnea. Apparently, if you just have shitty anatomy, like I do, you could have sleep apnea. So, my dad apparently has it. When I called him to tell him, he was like, oh yeah, I have that, I just don't use the machine. Okay, cool. And he was like, oh yeah, and Grandpa had it too, and he didn't use the machine either because he hated it. I was like, oh, Thanks for telling me. Thanks for the heads up that I would probably have sleep apnea. Thanks for letting me know, guys. So that's cool, but hopefully it'll be a good thing. Hopefully I'll feel rested for once. Hopefully I'll wake up refreshed for once. Hopefully I won't hate it like my dad and grandpa did. And yeah, that's about it. And until next time, best of luck, have fun. Again, this is Data for Azeroth. Super awesome website. It has all these cool numbers, all these tabs you can click and see all the details. You click on any of these actual items, it takes you right to Wowhead. Read the comments, see what you gotta do. Seamless, super awesome, super awesome. And I will take a screenshot of this and put it in the description for next time, so I have this as a reference. And yeah, thanks for watching. Best of luck in the new patch, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with some vaults. Thanks. Bye, guys.